Good morning, everybody. Hold on a second, Ash. We're just letting LinkedIn connect here. So welcome to another morning with Ashley and I here as we go through some of the things we're working on. We actually created a post because we wanted to share out a little bit about the Google Startups program that we're in, and it got some good legs. So we wanted to kind of go through with everybody and just give you a little bit of high level of the value we're getting from it, some of the kind of stories so far since we started actually in the program, and then just chat about some of the things that we did over last since yesterday when we were on here last. So Ashley, we have LinkedIn on as well. So cool. Make sure that if you're watching this, that you like and subscribe on YouTube, because we will be doing these continually now as our way of building in public and telling you what we're working on and sharing with you what we're doing. So, how you feeling this morning, Ash?
Like I got hit by a truck, but that's okay. The plague from the 2-year-old.
Somebody asked
That's
this.
Okay. $25,000 makes you feel a lot better.
Yes. Also, we got asked yesterday in one of our sales meetings, how do you guys, how do you deal with the energy? Like, pretty much you get to see us wake up. That's what you get to see. This is our morning wake up, and so you'll see as the coffee kicks in, our energy comes up. Very helpful. So let's talk about Google Startup Program. We applied and got that about I think it was just right at the beginning of July, right? So two and a half months. So obviously, as startup founders, 25,000 in credits is a big deal, but and so for us that was a really big deal because we obviously, as an AI company, and the style of systems that we're building use a lot of compute and a lot of resources. So it was a pretty good financial bump for us. But I think the parts that I definitely didn't realize would be so helpful is the rest of the program. And so that's what we wanted to kind of share with you all today, is our experience after 2 months of being in the program, and the things that really stood out to us.
So for anybody out there listening, requirements, very basic requirements. So you'll see pretty quickly if you fit the bill. GCP account, billing ID, publicly available company website, a company email domain, and founded within 5 years or 10 years for scale. That's it. So then, boom, here you go. Here's what we get. And they've helped us along the way.
Yeah. And we got the first one, which I think was 1,500 or 2,000, and burned through that pretty quickly. But so getting this one was amazing for us. The first place, there's two things that really kind of like help. We were burning about 22,000 a month in server costs. And it was the first time I've ever set up anything like this in Google. And so, of course, that had a lot to do with the fact of how expensive it was. But what you get in the program is you get a dedicated technical and then an account rep. And so that was really, really helpful for us. First of all, the rep really like guided us and just, was super. It's amazing having somebody that you can send an email to and then they respond back. Like that's being outside of the general support loop and having a rep that you know their name and they work with you is so powerful. So when we started to get those, see the rise in our billing, we were able to actually get on a call with engineering and spent an hour going through, and I think we got it down from about 2,000 a month to 600, which is pretty incredible considering the systems that we're running. And so that was a big one because I had no idea. Like I'd never built anything like this before, and I had no idea about how to reduce costs and where you could reduce costs. And so that was such a big lift. Like you have no idea how much that helped. And then the other one that was super helpful was when we were trying to get our OAuth approval. Again, never did it before. And so when you're doing something for the first time, it felt to me like the OAuth process, they would send you back these emails and they just don't resonate with my brain. Like I read them and I might as well be reading like hieroglyphics for understanding what they're trying to say to me. And so being able to go to our rep and say, hey, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know what I need to do to make this work, was really, really powerful. And they were able to just like go in and they sent a message over, they found out what was going on. They helped us with our CASA tier 2 audit. They answered questions. And it was so incredible to have somebody that like was there to help. So that for me has more value than money ever does, because, you know, having somebody in Google that's your rep that's there to help you and support you and answer emails and is very knowledgeable is really, really, really cool. So that's been my experience. And I'm telling you, we
what about the courses too?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's also like all the upgrade courses. So if you want to learn how to use stuff, we're moving into a lot of the Vertex AI stack here. So the agents that work in the background for Linda will be running in there, and so expecting to be using that technology a lot more. And so being able to like take the courses and upgrade and understand how those systems work, and get Google certified. I think we get $500 credit for Google certified courses. So if you're a startup and you have engineers here, they can get a little bit of personal development in there as well, and it's going to look good on their resumes in the future and show that they're working and growing as an engineer. So super cool there. And then of course you've got all like the perks, stuff like that, which are pretty spectacular, from like credits around different products and that stuff. So, you know, you've got like Databricks and NVIDIA and all the big players have their credits in the system as well. So you can, you know, use GitLab or MongoDB and all that stuff for different services that you might want. I think I quickly looked through and you can get like $10,000 in Anthropic Claude credits in the model garden. So that's the other thing that's interesting, and we've been looking at with this is like we use OpenAI's models, but as we build out these new agents, we'll be using a lot of Google's models, and that model cost is covered under your credits as well.
Sweet. We should try Claude for draft emails.
I spent a lot of yesterday on my run looking at like implementing Claude code into Safe Devolution, because you know what I do to develop with Cursor and the amount of effort that goes into like planning and all that, and then and then you like literally copy paste all that stuff into Cursor as, you know, to-dos and in chat. You could skip that whole thing. You just build out all those documents, like the project requirement documents and the Jira development cards. You can put that into GitHub issues, run it through Claude Code, and Claude will go to work and build for the whole project, and then push it through your deployment pipelines. So definitely going to test that out next in Safe Devolution, because there's a bunch of development that has to get done there, and I think that's a great place to start testing that software. So we'll get back to you in the next couple weeks or month and let you know how it goes.
Cool. Well, that's our day. Well, we had one funny one from yesterday. We love selling to founders who do founder-led sales, because they tell you exactly where to put them in the pipeline. At a 70 to 80% close would be great. And also when they explain the product in the exact terms of how it's going to work and how it's going to help them, that's how they open the meeting. That was like a jolt of energy.
Yeah, they said, I think the exact words were, I was looking at this in so-and-so's inbox, and I'm really excited because I had these labels. You can see here's my inbox, and they showed their inbox, but I really struggled with trying to keep up with it. And we're just like looking at it going, oh yeah, like you already have your labels. Linda will just put the emails in. And so the thing that the person was struggling with is exactly the first part of the value delivery system to the user that we built. So that was super excited. It gave me a little bit of chills to have somebody like that excited about a product. I haven't had a meeting like that in a long time, and I love those ones. So that was, I came out and I went running.
Okay. Off to work.
You know, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.